You know, when you see a skyscraper going up, you see the cranes, the concrete, the steel. But what you don't see is this incredible, intricate dance happening down on the ground, a daily ballet of people, plans, and technology. So we're going to pull back the curtain on this world. We're going to follow a site engineer through their day, from the crack of dawn to the final sign-off. Let's get into it.
So here's the game plan. We'll kick things off at dawn with all the crucial prep work. Then we'll dive into the digital blueprint and the very human chain of command. After that, and this is where it gets really good, we'll see what happens when those perfect plans collide with messy, unpredictable reality. We'll also check out some game-changing tech before we wrap up with a real secret sauce, the people.
Okay, picture this. It's still dark out, but for a site engineer, the day has already begun, long before the first hammer swings. This is the quiet hour, the time for preparation. This is where the foundation for a safe, productive day is laid. And believe me, the engineer is at the absolute center of it all. So the very first thing you do? A full walkthrough of the site. You're looking for any issues that might have popped up overnight. You know, maybe a big storm knocks something loose, or a piece of equipment just doesn't look right. Next up, a materials check. Is the steel where it needs to be? Do we have enough cement for the big pour? Then, and only then, as the crew starts to arrive, you get everyone together for the daily briefing. It just proves that clear communication is king, right from the very start. And this meeting, usually called a toolbox talk, is so much more than just a list of tasks. It's a non-negotiable safety ritual. We're talking a quick 10, maybe 15-minute huddle that zeroes in on a specific risk for that day's work, like working up high or near heavy machinery. What's really happening here is you're setting that safety-first mindset that's going to carry through the entire day. All right, so with the day underway, let's talk about how the team itself is put together. Because every single construction site runs on two parallel systems. You've got the official hierarchy that you'd see on an org chart, and then you've got the informal, on-the-ground culture. And that's what really defines the job. First, the formal structure, and you absolutely need this. At the very top, you have the project manager, who's juggling the big picture stuff, the budget, the schedule, the stakeholders. Right below them is the superintendent. Think of them as the director of the daily show on site. Then you've got your skilled trades, the equipment operators, and the laborers who are physically building the whole thing. This clear chain of command is crucial. It prevents miscommunication and makes sure everyone knows what they're responsible for. But on the ground, a totally different language starts to emerge. And honestly, this stuff is fascinating. It's a real window into the site's unique culture. An electrician is a Sparky. A carpenter is a chippy. This slang isn't just for laughs. It's like a secret handshake. It's a code that builds a powerful sense of community and belonging. So as the day gets into full swing, the action really heats up. This is the moment of truth. This is where those pristine digital plans, the ones created in a nice, controlled office, have to survive their first contact with the messy, unpredictable physical world of the job site. And here it is, the million-dollar question for any site engineer. Because no matter how perfect your plan looks on a screen, reality always has a few surprises up its sleeve. So what do you do? Well, you deal with the classic clash of as designed versus as built. As designed is the blueprint, right? The perfect digital version. As built is, well, it's what's actually there. A foundation poured a few inches off. A column that isn't perfectly straight. It happens. And it's the engineer's job to solve these problems on the fly, right then and there, before they cause massive delays. Luckily, technology gives us a way to get ahead of these problems. It's called clash detection. Using a super detailed 3D model, what the industry calls a BIM, you can digitally build the entire building before laying a single brick. The software automatically flags any spot where, say, a pipe is trying to run through a steel beam. You find the problems in the model, not out in the field where they're expensive to fix. And that's the perfect segue into the incredible technology that's revolutionizing the modern job site. These are the tools engineers now have to bridge that gap between the digital plan and the physical world, and they're boosting efficiency and safety in huge ways. First up, drones. Seriously, these have become absolutely indispensable. They are your eyes in the sky. They can perform inspections in dangerous or hard-to-reach places, track daily progress with amazing high-resolution photos, and spot potential safety hazards without ever putting a single worker at risk. And the impact is massive. For a task like inspecting a building's exterior, a drone can slash the time it takes by up to 50%. What used to take a team hours on scaffolding can now be done in minutes. That means projects stay on schedule, and more importantly, workers stay safely on the ground. Next up is augmented reality, or AR. And this is where things get really futuristic. Using a tablet or a headset, a crew member can look at a totally empty room and see a full 3D model of the electrical and plumbing systems overlaid right on top of the physical space. It's like having X-ray vision. The power of that kind of visualization is just incredible. By letting teams see exactly where every pipe and wire is supposed to go before they start installing, they can cut down on those expensive rework errors by a full 25%. Just think about the time and money you save by preventing those fixes down the line. So as the day starts to wind down, our focus shifts. We move from the tech to the true, unseen foundation of any successful project, the human framework. We're talking teamwork, shared wisdom, and that special site culture. A great engineer knows that formal training is only half the picture. The other half is what we call Jobsite wisdom, that deep, practical knowledge you can only get from decades of experience. It's the equipment operator who can literally feel the grade of the earth through their machine, often working faster and more precisely than someone just relying on lasers. This wisdom is part of a broader culture that you can hear in phrases like this one. It is what it is. It's a pragmatic, no-nonsense mindset. When a problem pops up, you don't waste time complaining. You acknowledge it, you figure it out, and you get it done. It just shows how resilience is baked right into the job. And this strong culture gets built through small but really powerful rituals. A Friday huddle to celebrate the week's wins, a fun name for payday like the Eagle Lands, or just making sure a new person feels welcome from day one. These are the moments that build trust and camaraderie, creating the kind of psychological safety a team needs to perform at its best when the pressure's on. Which leaves us with one last question to think about. After all the concrete is poured and all the steel is in place, what is the most important thing that actually gets built on a construction site? Maybe it's not the structure at all. Maybe it's the unified, resilient team that brought it all to life.